a business pay its short-term debt? Let's calculate current ratio and asset test ratio and see how a business can improve its liquidity. Let's go. What is liquidity? Liquidity measures whether a business has enough cash or assets that can quickly be converted into cash to meet its short-term financial obligations. We are going to look at the two liquidity ratios, current ratio and asset test ratio. Current ratio, its formula is current assets divided by current liabilities. So we are going to typically need information from a statement of financial position, also known as a balance sheet, in order to calculate these ratios. We are going to need the current assets section from the statement of financial position. Typically, we will find current assets such as inventory and trade receivables and cash, to mention a few. Now, what are current assets? These are assets a business expects to convert into cash, sell, or use up within the next 12 months, such as cash, inventory, and trade receivables. So let's have a look at a list of current assets. We have cash, bank, inventory or stock, trade receivables, also known as debtors, people who owe the business money, and prepaid expenses, expenses that we've paid in advance. We are also going to need the current liabilities section from the statement of financial position. Here we will typically find current liabilities such as trade payables and accrued expenses, to mention a few. What are current liabilities? They are debts and financial obligations that a business must pay within the next 12 months, such as trade payables, overdrafts, and short-term loans. Let's run through a list of current liabilities. Trade payables, also known as creditors, bank overdraft, accrued expenses, expenses that we are behind in paying, and short-term loans. Question time! Calculate the current ratio, and this is for 2 marks. They give us the financial information we are going to need, our current assets, inventory, and current liabilities. We are going to need the current assets, and this is 14,000. We are also going to need the current liabilities of 8,000. Here is our formula for current ratio again. Let's plug in the values. So we have 14,000 as our current assets and 8,000 as our current liabilities. 14,000 divided by 8,000 gives us 1.75 to 1. This is a ratio. Now, a good current ratio is between 1.5 and 2. So this is a good ratio, right? Because it's 1.75. It's between 1.5 and 2. Now, with liquidity ratios, there's a problem of having too little cash. That makes sense, right? Because we can't pay our debts. But there's also the problem of too much cash. A good ratio is between 1.5 and 2. If it goes beyond 2, we have a problem of too much cash because our money is not making more money babies for us, meaning we're not investing our money in investments that can make more money. Now, how can we improve current ratios in general? Say, for example, we're sitting on a current ratio of 1.2. Well, we could improve our cash flow by increasing sales and controlling expenses. We could encourage trade receivables to pay us sooner or improve credit control over trade receivables. Or we could improve inventory management, not keeping too much stock, too little stock, converting an overdraft or short-term loan into long-term loans so we have more time to pay them back. Or we could sell unused non-current assets for cash. Asset test ratio, liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Now, how do we calculate liquid assets? Well, we take current assets minus inventories. So why do we subtract inventories? Assets that have not yet been sold. So our money is locked up in inventory or stock that we have no guarantee that it will sell. So it's less liquid than, say, for example, cash or bank. Again, we're going to need information from the statement of financial position in order to calculate asset test ratio. For asset test ratio, we're going to need trade receivables and cash, not inventory. We're removing inventory from the mix, so we're looking at liquid assets. Question time! Calculate the asset test ratio. This is for 2 marks. We are given the financial information again. Now, firstly, let's work out the liquid assets. Current assets minus inventories. So here we have the current assets of 14,000 14,000 and the inventory of 12,000. So 14,000 minus 12,000 gives me 2,000. Now here's our formula for asset test ratio again. Liquid assets that we calculated as 2,000 divided by the current liabilities of 8,000 gives me 0.25 to 1. Now a good asset test ratio is 1. So unfortunately we are not happy because the value is 0.25. So this is below 1. And the main reason for this is unfortunately our inventory. It's 12,000. If you compare that to the 14,000, it's very high. So a large part of our current assets are made up of inventory. So how can I improve my asset test ratio? I could use the same methods as I would use to improve my current ratio. The only difference is I would not use inventory management. Why? Because I am basically excluding inventory from my current assets. So I'm only looking at the liquid assets. So if you like these notes that I used in my video, they are available for download if you sign up to my free community. YouTube believes you'd like this other video, so be sure to check it out as well. See you in the next one. Bye bye.